Amelia, you have a visitor.
I know you.
Mr. Summerland?
He's fine. It's all right, Carter.
Carter?
We should give you two a moment alone. Max? We'll be right outside.
Summerland.
Yes. I brought you some flowers. They wouldn't let me bring them in. They told me not to touch you.
Not to touch me?
They said you're still recovering.
Do you know what they did with my ring?
Your ring?
It's been missing since I woke up.
It's okay. I have it right here. I took it when you were in the hospital to be safe. I thought about putting it with you and
You were different. Your face. You were older.
I know. You look the same. I mean, my God, Millie, you look exactly the same.
Why haven't you been to see me?
I tried. They wouldn't let me see you. They said you weren't ready. I had to threaten them. What else do you remember?
I remember walking into my classroom, putting together my lesson plan. I remember talking to my mom on the phone.
I need to tell you, your parents,
They're gone.
the doctors told you?
No, but I knew. It's cold in here.
You can feel the cold.
Of course I can feel the cold.
They said you couldn't.
I shouldn't be here.
I agree. I want to take you home.
The house.
I don't have the house anymore. Things got difficult. But I have a new place. It's small, but you'll like it.
Can we go today?
They won't allow that, but soon. I promise.
What's going on?
I'll tell you everything I can. It's just, there's things they don't want us to talk about yet. They say it's the only way you'll get better.
Am I sick?
Not anymore.
Then why do I need to get better?
Millie.
There's something in my ear, Carter. I can feel it.
I'll go talk to the doctors.
I want to leave. My ring. Can I have it back now, please?
Of course. I never stopped believing.
I don't understand.
You will. I love you.
I can't feel my hand at all now. Something is wrong.
Millie, please.
Who is Millie?
Amelia.
Get away from me!
Amelia.
No! I can't see.
What?
I can't see!
Hey, get away from her! What's happening? Just get back! Call, get the techs in here.
They're coming down. I thought you'd fix this.
You thought Beckett fixes the nerve base. Whole system's crashing. Wireless isn't responding.
We can't have another meltdown, Max.
Working on it.
What's wrong with her?
Hey, one thing. Just don't touch her. That's all that I told you.
That's not helping. Don't worry, Carter. This has happened before.
Get her to the chair. All right. You want to wrestle with her?
Use the shuttle!
Lose everything.
Do it.
All right. Give me a hand. I'm not waiting for the techs. Hard restart. We're gonna need to open up her head.
Tell me what's happening.
Mr. Summerland, we need you to leave.
No, what are you doing?
Now!
What are you doing to my wife?
Billionaire Paul Wesley has made a name for himself by challenging the impossible. But now Wesley Enterprises is preparing to unveil what may be its boldest project yet. Cheating death itself. I'm Ada Allen, and Between the Lines is next. Artificial limbs, artificial hearts. We've had them for decades, but now Wesley Enterprises is claiming to have achieved the holy grail of replacement organs, an artificial brain. One that copies all of your memories and then lives on, inside a whole new body. Sounds like science fiction, but in our exclusive visit to the research facilities of Wesley Enterprises, Paul Wesley told us it's absolutely real. Mr. Wesley, I'm sure you understand how hard this is to believe.
Absolutely. It was hard for me to believe.
Copying the brain.
Ada, the brain is essentially an electrical device, right? Made up of hundreds of billions of cells, specifically neurons. And that's where our memories are. Everything about us. And if you can copy those cells, then absolutely you can copy a brain.
Sounds a bit far-fetched.
No, we've known it can be done for decades. Heck, we've been simulating the brains of rats since 2009. We just haven't had a computer powerful enough for a human brain. Until now. The Wesley Portable Supercomputer holds all the information in your brain and processes it faster than we do. It doesn't just copy us, Ada, it makes us better.
And you're saying that electrical impulses in the brain are the same as the ones in that computer?
Exactly. How do you think artificial limbs work? Transferring electrical impulses from the brain is nothing new, but this is the next step. We're opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
But why would people want to have this done?
Because no matter how many limbs you replace, no matter how many organ transplants you get, your brain will eventually age and rot away. We found a way to avoid that. A way to keep on living, free of your body's limitations.
And do you think the world is ready for something like this?
Ada, this procedure will give hope to quadriplegics, Alzheimer's patients, people with terminal illness. Take one of those people. Ask them if the world is ready for this. That's how we found our first subject, a patient with locked-in syndrome. I mean, she lived in a hospital bed for 2 years. She'd suffered an aneurysm that left her completely paralyzed. The poor woman had no hope at all. Until 4 years ago, when we found her.
Hey, beautiful. I'm not gonna be able to stay long this time. It's my dinner break. They switched my shifts, can you believe it? Got me working nights now. I guess you can rest easy. We're not gonna be able to hit on all the school teachers anymore. I stopped by Cedars today to see your mom. She's hanging in there. It was a good day. She was pretty alert this time. We talked a lot about you. Don't worry, we didn't pull out your baby pictures. She wants to see you. I tried to see if we could have her transferred here. Doctors said no. They always say no. They were telling me that she's not looking so good, but she's hanging in there. She's a fighter, just like you. Sorry. Wow, that sounded really cheesy, didn't it? You know me, it's just... We're gonna fix this. I miss you talking my ear off. Enough about me. How are you? How's Miss Ratchet? I saw her on the way in. You know what she had on her tablet? The latest issue of In Touch Weekly. She reads that stuff at work. Listen, next time she comes in here, you get a hold of that tablet and roll out into the hallway with it. And when she chases after you, I'll get her with the taser. Oh? You want to dance? So forward. I would be honored. One condition, though. You have to lead.
Mr. Summerland,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt.
it's fine. It's late, I know. I just always have to play this song for her before I leave.
Ah, yes. The tea. A favorite of hers, I take it.
Yes, she wanted to learn piano. I was gonna get her one for our first anniversary. I'm sorry, do I know you? I haven't seen you here before.
No, you haven't. My name is Paul Wesley.
Right, sure. The Paul Wesley.
I like to think so.
Wait a minute, you really are? Oh, what are you doing here?
We needed to talk to you immediately. I tried to catch you at home. Seems they've changed your shifts.
Yes. How do you know where I live?
Mr. Summerland, we know your wife is dying.
Hey, Jesus! She can hear us. I haven't talked to her about this yet. At all.
I apologize. Is there someone more private we can go to talk?
Dr. Ellen Beckett won the Nobel Prize for her work with repairing brain injuries. She's widely considered to be one of the top neurologists in the world, and one of the most reclusive. Since a tragic car accident that left her permanently disabled 10 years ago, Dr. Beckett has refused to consent to a single media interview about her work. Until tonight. Dr. Beckett, thank you for agreeing to speak with us. You don't give interviews. Why the change?
What we're working on is going to change the world. Create possibilities no one's even thought of. If talking to someone like you is going to help me get that message across, well, that's what it takes.
Not fond of the media, I take it.
I'm not fond of those who criticize my work without understanding it.
Well, help me understand. You're not the first to try and cheat death. There's cloning, for example.
No, cloning is a dead end when it comes to prolonging life. Sure, you can copy your cells, but the clone isn't you. It doesn't remember what you remember. It has its own life, its own goals. Like having children, in a way.
But artificial intelligence is nowhere near what humans are capable of. You yourself have said this.
Yes.
So if computers aren't as smart as we are, how could they simulate us?
You're talking about two different things, Ms. Allen. Artificial intelligence is all about teaching computers to think and make decisions for themselves. But this isn't artificial intelligence. This is actually us. Through a very careful process, we preserve the brain and then scan its neurons and their connections one by one. I can assure you it takes some time.
Your prototype was a healthy, living brain? Wouldn't this have been fatal for that donor?
It would be fatal to a living patient, yes, but our subject was already in her final days. We simply waited until she was declared legally dead and then preserved the tissue before it could deteriorate. We abide by the same laws as those who want to be frozen through cryonics. The only difference is, cryonics has yet to successfully bring anyone back. We have.
What was the name of your subject?
Amelia.
I don't understand. You want to turn Amelia into a robot?
Not exactly.
You just said this guy's your lead robotics engineer. All I'm seeing on the screen are robots.
Max is a longtime veteran of robotics, yes. But what we're talking about here is a synthetic human. It's completely different.
I don't see how it's different.
Ah, excellent. Carter Summerland, I'd like you to meet Dr. Ellen Beckett.
Sorry I'm late. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Summerland.
Look, I appreciate what you're all trying to do here, but I want my wife back, not some thin-bot imitation of her.
I understand your concern,
I mean, why are you coming to me with all this?
because we've read the reports. We know your wife is dying. We also know that you've been looking into alternatives. We know that you've contacted the Alcor Life Extension Facility. You want to have her cryonically frozen.
That's right.
Only you can't afford it. You've made tremendous sacrifices, Carter. We want to help you.
You want to help? Get Amelia into a better facility and find someone who understands locked-in syndrome.
I've already done that very thing. Dr. Ellen Beckett, you're the top expert in her field. I couldn't have found a better person to look at the scans of your wife.
And Carter, you're right. Your wife's mind is intact. Most coma patients have seen significant deterioration by this point, but not Amelia. Every region of her brain shows up strong. I have every reason to believe that she is trapped in there, waiting for us to get her out.
But there has to be some other way. I mean, I can't let you turn her into that.
Okay, Mr. Summerland, have you even seen the latest advances in synthetic humans? I mean, you can't even call them robots anymore. I used to work on the Cindy 69, and yes, It is a companion doll, but the thing is, when people touch her...
Jesus, Max!
Seriously, you two.
I apologize, Mr. Summerland, but Max's social skills aside, he is correct in saying that the latest technology is indistinguishable from human flesh. Not only would we be preserving your wife's mind, we'd be putting her in a body that looks the same and feels the same.
But how would that be her? It wouldn't be human.
Carter, 2 minutes ago you shook my hand.
Yeah?
Did I seem unnatural to you? Less than human?
No.
Then would it surprise you to learn that my arm is artificial? I was in a car accident, but thanks to Wesley Enterprises, I have a new arm. It stays constantly at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. I feel it. Artificial muscles allow it to move in just exactly the same way your arms do, so tell me, am I less than human?
Come on. That's one arm. You're talking about replacing my wife's entire body.
And where's the line? We have artificial hearts, artificial hips. We've been replacing worn out parts of ourselves for the better part of a century now, and no one questions the humanity of those people. So why would you question your wife's?
Because you still have your brain. You're still you.
Carter, did you know that the human body replaces itself every 7 years?
No.
Your cells are constantly rebuilding themselves. You don't see it day to day, but it's true. There's not a single cell that's currently in you that's one you were born with.
What's your point?
Okay, let me put it another way. Do you see this pen?
Max, maybe just let us handle this.
Sorry, Mr. Wesley. I got this. Good part. Okay, say I need to replace the front end of this pen, right? So I unscrew it, and I screw a new front end on, okay? Here's my pen.
Okay.
Follow?
Yeah.
Okay, so the back end. So just let me screw this on, and here. So here's my pen, right? But look, there's the two pieces I replaced sitting on the table. So if I screwed them back together, right? Would I have the original pen? Or is this the original pen?
Can we not bring him next time?
Look, I understand what you're all saying, but how would you know that it's her?
She's your wife. I think you would know.
If I say yes, what happens?
You would sign power of attorney over to Wesley Enterprises. You would give consent on behalf of your wife to this procedure. From there, we have a team standing by at her bedside. Once her doctors have declared her legally dead, we move to reserve her brain. Then we begin the scanning process.
How long will it take?
We don't know. This is uncharted territory.
And once we have her scanned in, we still need to acclimate her to a new body. She may require therapy, both mental and physical. It could be a long time. Years even.
I just don't see how she'd want this.
Carter, I'm going to be blunt here. We chose your wife because she is young, her mind is healthy, and we know in advance how and when she's going to die. She's a rare candidate. But there are others on our list, and we will move on to the next one if you don't commit to us. Your wife will die, no matter what. Without us, you will certainly lose her. With us, there are no guarantees, but we are at least offering you the chance to see her, to hold her again. Not very many people get that chance. So make your decision. Do you want our help or not?
In the second segment of our report, controversy in the religious community, Senator Thea Williams has made no secret of her opposition to Wesley Enterprises and the idea of mind uploading.
Why is this technology a threat, in your opinion?
Ada, we've all lost someone we loved and wanted to bring them back. But the idea that you can take who we are as people and put it into a computer? Well, as a Christian, I'm offended by that. I'm offended by the idea that I don't have a soul. that I'm not created in God's image. And quite frankly, I am shocked that a Nobel Prize winner like Dr. Beckett would engage in work that, in effect, says humans are nothing special.
So if someone comes to you and says, Senator, my mother has been diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's. If we don't do something soon, we'll lose her. How do you tell that person this technology is wrong?
Look, I lost my own mother to Alzheimer's, and I feel that loss every day. But you know what else I feel? Her spirit. I feel comfort in knowing that when my time comes, I will see her again in heaven. Our bodies weren't meant to live forever. We were meant to experience life and gain lessons from it and arrive at a better place with those lessons in hand. I don't feel anger with Paul, Wesley, and Ellen Beckett. I feel pity because they don't know God's plan.
Here's a news flash for Senator Williams. Humans weren't meant to fly either. We weren't meant to travel in space. We weren't meant to talk to people on the other side of the world, but we do all of those things. What about dialysis, heart transplants, bypass surgery, which Williams herself has had?
Miss Beckett will call me a technophobe. I'm not. I've heard the so-called technophobe arguments. The singularity, the rise of the machines, I'm not getting into that. My cell phone and email keep me in touch with my constituents. Technology allows us to do great things all around the world. I am grateful for technology, as long as it benefits us. I don't see how desecrating human life benefits us.
The senator may say she's not a technophobe, but walk the walk, friend.
Dr. Beckett, you have a clear personal investment in this technology. If it's successful, you could transfer yourself into one of these bodies and walk again.
Of course.
Is there more to it than that? In the same accident that left you permanently paralyzed, your daughter was killed. Is it possible that one day this technology could be used to bring her back as well?
I think you misunderstand, Ms. Allen. We aren't going to be able to dig up Abraham Lincoln and have a conversation with him. And I'm not going to be able to bring back my daughter. Ever. She is dead, as you have so kindly pointed out. What I am arguing is that if we intercede before the moment of death, before a person's consciousness is lost forever, then that is the key to living forever. That is the key to people not suffering the kind of loss that I suffered. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what I will do.
Wesley Enterprises will not let us see Amelia. They say she's still undergoing therapy and tests, but they did make us this promise.
We will be unveiling Amelia to the world 3 months from today, and I promise, not only will she appear on camera, she will answer everything you want to know about her new life.
Another bold promise from a company that, right or wrong, has never failed to push the boundaries. Reporting for Between the Lines, I'm Ayda Allen. Good night.
Dr. Beckett?
Mr. Summerland, we weren't expecting you.
I know.
You haven't been returning our calls. I am truly sorry about what happened. We weren't upfront with Amelia. I wanted to see how she would react to her body if she didn't know what she was. She reacted poorly, as it turns out.
You made me watch her die. Again.
See this? It's a safety feature. It causes instant disconnect of Amelia's battery in case of malfunction. I'm sorry you had to see it in action, but Carter, that shutdown, it forced us to start over completely with your wife. And this time we told her the truth, from the beginning. About the procedure, about her new body, about what she is. She's responding well. Surprisingly well, in fact. I wish we'd done it this way the first time. I'd like to arrange another visit for you.
No.
No.
You need to stop this.
It was hard to see her like that, I know.
You don't know.
But we're making progress. We found what went wrong and we fixed it. Not to sound cruel,
Carter, but if you had just listened to us and not touched her, it would have helped. She asks about you. Are you sure you don't want to see her again?
Listen. The night she died, I went home and I felt her there with me. I went to sleep that night and I saw her. I kept seeing her for weeks, months after. But then it stopped. It was like she wasn't there anymore. I don't feel her now. I don't feel anything.
Carter.
Don't you see? She was at peace, and now she isn't because of this.
Carter, please, sit down. Please? I told you that I was in a car accident. That I lost my daughter.
I remember.
Well, when they told me in the hospital, I didn't care so much about the paralysis. All I can remember is them telling me that she was gone. I sat in that hospital and I cried. And then I felt this warmth. Like she was right there beside me. I dreamed of her that night. There were moments when I would look out the window and all I would see was her. It was comforting. You know what else it was? An illusion. I wanted her to be there, but she wasn't. It was just my own grief making me feel like she was close to me. We all do it. It's a coping mechanism. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're saying that my wife isn't real.
I'm saying that your wife's spirit wasn't floating around after she died. The only way you two are going to be reunited is here in this lab.
No, listen to me. To you, Amelia is just the Summerland Project, but to me, she's real. I love her, and she deserves better than this. If you want to keep on with your project, fine. Find someone else. But don't do it with a robot that looks and sounds like my wife.
Carter, you signed papers. This company has committed untold amounts of time and resources to preserving your wife because you said yes.
Shut her down.
We can't do that.
I'll go to the media. I'll go to that Ayda Allen person.
You signed a confidentiality agreement.
And what's the penalty if I break it?
We'll sue and you'll never see her again.
I don't want to see her again.
Carter, is this really about your wife?
Excuse me?
For years, there you were. The only one who could protect her.
She needed me.
Yes, she did. And that's a tough role to let go of. I know.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You told us you wanted her back. And now she is. She's up. She's moving. She's out of the bed. We made it so that she doesn't need you anymore. And you don't know how to handle that, do you?
How dare you?
I don't mean to offend you, Carter, but that's what I'm seeing.
You don't know anything about her. Or about me.
Really? Then why am I the one who's trying to save her life, and you're the one who's trying to end it?
Oh, hey, Carter. You okay?
Carter was just leaving, Max.
Whoa, hey, Carter, you need to get out of here right now.
I'll tell him what you're doing. You're not gonna do this to her anymore. Don't touch me. You people are sick.
Mr. President, I thank the senator from Nebraska for his comments. I respect him for sharing his vision. There is another vision that I think needs to be shared too. Years ago, Pope Benedict XVI praised our technical innovations, but he also warned that with the increase of our abilities, our possibilities for evil have increased. My colleagues, it would be foolish to say our world is better off without technology, without computers, without our advanced care for the sick and elderly. But all of these technologies work in harmony with the human spirit, not against it. The body is us. The The flesh is us. These are gifts from God. If we seek to escape these gifts, to reach for heights that we were never meant to reach, then we have become arrogant. Are we so desperate to continue our earthly lives that we are willing to literally turn ourselves into machines? With false skin, ageless faces, the inability to grow or to love. Existing, but not living? Yes, we face tragedy and loved ones who we lose too soon. But we must accept that they have gone to something better, not allow our grief to make us turn them into abominations. The journey of life includes our technology and our tragedy and our mistakes, but it does not include stopping the journey altogether. Will you stand for the humanity that makes you kiss your children goodnight? That lets you feel the joy of a sunset with your family? That makes us laugh and celebrate and grow old with the ones we love? Or will you accept technology at any price, no matter what it turns us into and what it takes away? My time is up, and I thank you. But even as I yield the floor, I tell you that as a human being, I will not yield my soul. Nor should you. Nor should any of us.
All right, Amelia, let's try sequence 4, standard walking. Good, without the cane. Good, double time. Good, stop. Now let's try sequence 12. Oh, that's all right. Good work. Let's get back to the chair.
Max, we need to move on.
I know. Just one last exercise. All right, Amelia. Follow. Ah, nice try. Just getting closer.
All right, Amelia, let's do some neural exercises.
Yes, Dr. Beckett.
So polite. You're the Dear Prudence of robots.
Oh, let me guess. She's Googling Dear Prudence.
Yes, she is. Which reminds me, Max, the next time you talk about porn around Amelia, make sure her Wi-Fi is turned off. She runs searches on virtually everything we say.
That's gonna get annoying. Hey, why'd you add that anyways?
She's learning faster this way. Amelia, where are you now?
I'm reading Carter's blog.
It's not good for you to keep going back there. You know he hasn't updated.
I wish to see the video from his visit here,
That's not a good idea.
but I don't remember it.
It's because your network crashed. Your memory was lost. I've explained this. So, while we're on the subject, how does Carter's absence make you feel?
Confused.
Why?
He writes about wanting to be with me, yet now that I am here, he doesn't come.
Do you feel anything else?
No. I should feel something, shouldn't I?
Yes.
So, why don't I?
Amelia, I want you to think back to when you were 14. Something funny happened to you at a state park. You were at a river with friends. Do you remember?
Yes.
Describe it for me.
There were 5 of us. We spent the day there.
Did you go swimming?
No. But Matt, suddenly, he starts taking off his clothes when we were on the shore. He strips down to his boxers and he wades in. And he reaches under the water and comes back up with his boxers. He throws them at me. They're all wet. It's kind of gross. So then, all of a sudden, we look up and we see the park ranger coming down the hill. Try to act cool about it, but Matt, suddenly he starts screaming, "You guys, it's the park ranger, bring me my clothes!" So Jason picks up Matt's stuff from the shore and throws it in the water. Only it's windy. And if Matt doesn't catch it, and the water's moving so fast they get swept away downstream. Matt is screaming and trying to swim after them, completely naked. And here comes the park ranger. And Jennifer, she's just doubled over, laughing.
Jennifer was laughing. What about you?
I was laughing too.
I want you to keep thinking about that exact moment. Good, Amelia. Very good. Is it getting easier for you to remember things?
Yes.
All right. Let's try something a little more recent. After your aneurysm, do you remember anything about the hospital?
No.
I want you to try.
I am trying, doctor, but I can't.
It's all right. Just focus. All right, Max, get ready for cool down.
Yeah, on it.
It's all right, Amelia. It's all right. Are you still with us?
I'm all right.
Whew. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Uh,
All right, Amelia. That's enough for today. Could you please go into standby mode?
Yes, Dr. Beckett.
Damn. Still can't get into that region of her brain. She's got something buried in there.
Forget that. How did you make her laugh?
I didn't make her laugh. I made it so she could make herself laugh. The brain isn't a self-contained organ, Max. All of our emotions are caused by chemical reactions within our bodies. Hormones, adrenaline.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Super Doc. I know that already. That's what the simulators were for, right?
We saw how effective those were, didn't we?
I mean, I did use your info to make them...
Well, yes, but that's the thing. We can't guess what's going to make Amelia happy or sad. I'm trying something new. I'm using her own memories. We see how her brain reacted to moments when she was scared, moments when she laughed, and we teach it how to have those moments again. That's what will get her closer to what she once was. That's what will make her real. We'll get back at it tomorrow.
Wait, it's been a week already. Have you heard anything more from Carter?
No. Security has been warned. He's not allowed back in the building. But I suspect she will keep asking about him.
And what do we tell her?
Just stay focused on the exercise schedule. Paul's got it in his head that we're unveiling her in 90 days, and I don't want any distractions. She'll be better off without them anyway.
Thank you again for seeing me, Senator.
When I learned of your situation, I insisted. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am. How long has it been since she died?
4 years.
I can't imagine.
And I still think about her every day. I mean, it probably sounds stupid, but do you believe in soulmates?
Absolutely. 28 years now, my wife has put up with me. Heck, she was the one who convinced me I should leave the ministry and run for office. She gives me so much strength.
Exactly. I mean, I wish Amelia and I could have had that, you know? Kids, 28 years. But even that little time that we did have, she taught me so much.
How did you two meet?
I pulled her over.
No kidding.
Yeah. Clocked her at 18 over in a minivan. I get to the window and she's crying and she's saying she's starting her first day as a 5th grade teacher and she was new in town and she was going to be late and she was lost and could I please help her? I felt so bad for her. I wrote her a warning and offered to lead her into town to where the school was.
That was kind.
Yeah. Found out a week later that she made the whole thing up. She'd been teaching there for 3 months already. She called and said she wanted to make a confession over dinner. God, she always made me laugh. She was so inappropriate all the time. She just didn't give a damn. But she picked the theme for our wedding. Partners in crime.
How long were you married before it happened?
3 months. The aneurysm, it broke the connection between her brain and her spinal cord. She never moved again. But I waited. I never stopped believing she'd wake up. I lost the job, my department. lost our house. I don't sleep anymore. I just wanted her back.
And that's what they promised you?
Yes.
I read your letter, Carter. What they put you through, it's unspeakable.
Yes, I watched you on TV. I know that you understand. I mean, if there's anything you can do, she'll never be at peace as long as they have her.
Well, Mr. Summerland, you're right to be angry with them, but for the wrong reason.
What do you mean?
You think you've condemned Amelia. I don't. She's in a better place now. But what's happening in that lab, it has no bearing on that.
I don't understand.
They can make androids that look real, yes, but what they have down there isn't your wife.
But no, Senator, there were things she knew, things she said.
Tell me something. When you signed the papers, did they ask you questions about Amelia?
Of course.
Did you give them photos of you together or private journals?
They said it would help with verifying her memories.
How much is online?
She had a profile page. There must be a decade's worth of stuff on there, photos, blogs, statuses.
I assume they had audio recordings of her voice to make it match?
We had home movies that I gave them.
And right up until the moment where the program froze up, did you believe it was her?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, but she didn't seem right. She seemed unhappy. But it was her.
Are you familiar with spiritual mediums?
You mean, like, psychics?
Yes, the ones who claim to speak to the dead. They use a technique called fishing. They'll say general things like, I'm seeing an old man, or I see a name that starts with the letter G. Audiences are so desperate that they fill in the blanks. Or sometimes the mediums find out whatever they can about you beforehand. Then they sprinkle it into their reading so that it seems real. What they've built isn't your wife, Carter. It's a mockery of your wife, a well-crafted, top-of-the-line imitation. You believe it because you want to believe it. And they're counting on everyone to feel that way. I suspect your wife is about to be at the center of a massive con by Wesley Enterprises. They will use Amelia to make people turn over millions of dollars in the hope that they'll live forever just like her.
You just said it isn't her.
Exactly. They can make robots that look real, yes. And from there, all they have to do is tell the robot a few things about what to say and how to move. Our imaginations will do the rest. If Paul Wesley has his way, these things are going to replace us one at a time. And people will be okay with it because they will have convinced themselves that these things are actually their loved ones. And they won't question why or how.
But I know Paul Wesley. He's not like that. He's a good man.
No, he isn't. Paul Wesley isn't a humanitarian. He did reality TV. He ran for president just for the attention. This is a man who's out to further one thing, himself.
No, I think Paul Wesley's been conned too, by Ellen Beckett.
They're all in on it, Carter. Wesley Enterprises knows how to take advantage of technology, and more importantly, what they can make people think about technology.
I handed her over to them. She's dead because of me.
No, it was her time, Carter. Nothing you could have done would have changed that. The only concern now is honoring her and protecting her memory.
Senator, I want that thing destroyed.
Of course you do.
Help me, please.
I'll refer you to my legal team, and I'll continue to work with my colleagues in the Senate, but I need you to do something for me.
Of course.
I need your word. First of all, that you're willing to tell your story. You have to be ready to face TV cameras. And you have to let people know that you've seen this robot in person and that it's not your wife.
All right.
I mean it. There can't be any doubt in your mind. If you're still thinking it's her, they will eat you alive. And you have to be ready for it when Wesley Enterprises goes after your character. Losing your job, your current financial situation, they will throw everything they can at you. Now, my people can handle them, but it means that you have to be candid with me and trust everything I tell you.
Senator, you have my word.
Good. Thank you, Carter. We'll get started on the paperwork right away. Remember something. The human spirit cannot be copied. It can only be mimicked. That's all they've done here. And when this is over, you'll finally get to do what they never let you do. You'll finally get to bury your wife.
follow me if I change tempo?
Yes.
Now keep it going. Good. Now keep up.
Big was a great movie.
What was that, Amelia?
Big. Wasn't this song in that movie? I remember they used to play it back to back with 13 going on 30. Not nearly as good.
Oh, what? 13 going on 30 was awesome. What? Jennifer Gardner was hot.
That would explain why you got sued over the face of Cindy 69.
Like I said, in court, the similarity was a coincidence.
What are you talking about?
Nothing?
I'm Googling Cindy 69.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Here. I have something else I want you to play. Let's do the second sequence I taught you, and remember to put the pause in this time.
Yes, sir.
It's called tempo. Okay, now hold on. Now play those notes. Oh, baby, baby.
Oh, for God's sake. We do have work to do.
This is work.
Multi-million-dollar piece of hardware, and you're teaching her how to play Britney Spears.
I mean, yeah, come on. If we added that to the demo, it would be awesome.
So if we were going for irony, I'd play I'm not a girl, not yet a woman.
What was that, Amelia?
What?
Did you just make a joke?
Well, we were talking Britney Spears.
Did you Google that, Amelia?
No, I just thought of it. Wow, sorry, tough room.
You just made another one. You're not programmed to joke.
I'm not programmed to do anything. I'm me. Isn't that what you said?
You're right, Amelia. It's just that this is a good sign. This is a very good sign.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Wesley.
Paul, you're just in time. We've had a bit of a break.
Yeah, we just do this.
Is something wrong?
There's a problem.
Does it involve... Amelia, go to standby mode.
Yes, Dr. Beckett.
He's suing.
What's the concern? He has no money.
Well, Senator Theo Williams is using him as a figurehead. She's trying to push a bill through the Senate, calling it the Humanity Act. She's filed a petition to have our company's work stopped and to have Amelia impounded as a violation of human rights.
Are you serious?
She'll never get that through.
She's getting support already. She's taking Carter Summerland on a speaking tour. They're gonna be everywhere. She's a senator. She knows how to work the media.
Wait, are you actually worried about this?
Worried? We're scheduled to introduce Amelia in 2 more months. And she's supposed to start a new product line. Who's gonna sign up with us when there's news rattling on about human rights violations? What's it gonna do to our stock?
I think you're being a bit dramatic.
Ellen, they could kill your project. Hold on. She's still...
Max, did you take her out of standby mode?
No, she came out of it by herself.
She can't do that.
Well, she just did. Do you want me to...
No. Wait.
Did you teach her this?
No, I taught her simple scales. And Brittany.
Her brain activity is spiking.
Oh no, I thought you fixed this!
We've never seen this pattern before. Max, get ready for shutdown.
Ah, damn, I'm gonna lose so much data.
No.
What?
Wait. Her brain activity, it's coming down. She's returning to normal.
Amelia?
Did she hear us?
What just happened?
I saw it.
Saw what?
Ben. The hospital.
You mean she was dreaming? That's impossible.
Dr. Beckett, I need to find my husband.
So to be clear, Mr. Summerland, the artificial human that Wesley Enterprises is building is based on your wife,
Yes.
and you're objecting.
Mr. Summerland and I both see how the Wesley program is morally and spiritually bankrupt. This is something I've been arguing in the Senate for some time now. But Mr. Summerland can speak to it better than any of us. He's seen it firsthand.
Well, I'm inviting Mr. Summerland to speak to it now.
They took my wife. And what they've done since then, it's wrong.
Carter, you say they took your wife. I assume you signed consent papers, did you not?
She was dying. I didn't know what to do.
Ada, they knew Carter was desperate. They took advantage.
Mr. Summerland, even if they delivered exactly what you say they promised you, your wife wouldn't have been flesh and blood. She could never have children. She would never grow old, even while you do. You must have known that.
Yes.
And you agreed anyway.
Ada, you are illustrating our point perfectly. Carter was a victim. His grief made him unable to think rationally.
Is that why Wesley Enterprises says that Mr. Summerland attacked Ellen Beckett?
Carter made a mistake. He's acknowledged that. But are you really surprised? Wesley Enterprises is preying on people at a time when they're most vulnerable. That's what the Humanity Act is all about. Protecting people from this abomination.
The Humanity Act would take away a dying person's right to choose this procedure. You support that?
I support life.
Wesley Enterprises says this is life.
No. No, it isn't.
Carter, clearly this decision wasn't right for you. But Senator, why do you want to take away other people's ability to choose whether it's right for them?
Because it's a false choice, Ada. Wesley Enterprises is lying to us, pure and simple.
That's a bold claim.
I'm willing to back up that claim. I challenge Paul Wesley and Ellen Beckett to a televised debate. If what I'm saying is so outlandish, then let them come out and say it. We have the facts. We have the evidence. When this goes to court, they're going to lose.
Carter, you filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the company.
Yes, because I want them to stop.
But what if they were able to prove that it is Amelia?
It isn't.
This is a clear-cut case. Fact of the matter is, Wesley Enterprises say they're going to unveil a robot that they claim is real. And right here, her own husband is saying that it isn't. I don't see how Wesley Enterprises has any credibility on this matter whatsoever. And if they feel otherwise, I'm right here, Dr. Beckett. Let's talk.
That coward! She knows our lawyers will never let us say a word to her on television.
If we stay quiet, we're hiding something. Either way, we play into her hands.
She's really pulling out all the stops, isn't she? You know, I read this morning that she's giving Carter a job.
They made him part of the senator's security detail.
Right, because if there's one person you want to hand a gun to, it's that guy.
It's all part of the spin. You know that. They're on TV talking about giving people a second chance.
A second chance. I only gave him his wife back.
We need to change the spin on this. I talked to Ada's network this morning.
I hope you called off our exclusive after she put those two on the air.
On the contrary, they want a one-on-one interview with Amelia.
What?
They want it next week.
No! Wait, you're okay with this?
We have to get ahead of Williams somehow. The longer she's out there toting her dog and pony show with Carter, the harder it's going to be to finally roll Amelia out. The world will hate her if we wait another month. Now.
And you really think Amelia's going to be ready for that?
She'll be fine. Just having her on campus will make a huge difference. We need people to be asking why Carter's giving up on his own wife. If she's a faceless monster, he wins. But if they see her...
You already hit us with that on camera in 3 months stunt. Now you're asking us to go even sooner?
We don't have a choice.
Yes, we do. You wait until she's ready.
We need her to be ready now.
In 12 years of working with me, you have never rushed one of my projects. Never.
That's because for 12 years, I funded humanitarian work. You and a couple of guys doing Nobel Prize neurosurgery stuff. This, I've given you a full-time staff of technicians for 2.5 years. To say nothing of the cost of prototypes, materials, security, marketing, and none of it, mind you, none, with a single dollar return in purchase or investment. I've put a huge amount of faith in you. But I cannot keep on funding you indefinitely. So if I made the huge mistake of not informing you that yes, this is a major business venture on which a significant portion of Wesley Enterprises stock depends, then please, let me clarify that point now.
I guess I got stuck on the part where you said you believed in the mission.
Yes, I also believe in the bottom line. And here it is. We have over 400 early investors who have pledged specifically to buy into this program if we can prove Amelia is for real. If they want to see proof. If she comes across as a robot or crashes or falls into the uncanny valley and weirds them out.
Well past the uncanny valley. She's not some jerky AI, Paul.
You better be sure. I'll handle Williams, you give me Amelia. Are we clear? Just give it time.
Good morning.
Morning, Max.
Sweet dreams.
Now that you mention it, yes. It was rather bizarre, actually. You were there.
Really?
Took place at a Dairy Queen. You were dressed in drag.
Wait, what?
You were wearing fishnets, but I can't really say what it was beyond that. Oh, don't worry. The cross-dressing did nothing to make you less of a man in my eyes. The earrings were very sexy.
Right. Everything else running okay?
Seems to be.
Well, you're messing with my head as usual, so you seem normal from this end.
Have you heard anything from Carter?
No?
Max, can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Am I still able to be a wife?
Oh. Yeah? Amelia, that's the whole point of what we're doing. Trying to get you back as close as we can to what you were.
But everything? When I see Carter again, will I be able to love him physically?
Yeah. Yes. I designed your body to be 100% functional for sexual activity. I used to head up a love robot project. Couldn't help but port a few things over. Ooh, I even made some improvements. There are some things you'd have to do to prep the system, though. You'd have to add some ingredients. Hey, can we talk about something else?
Aw, Max, you're embarrassed. Did you test your product out beforehand?
I mean, well, yeah, we did some.
You seem a little defensive.
It's not like that. Our team just wanted to make you realistic. You could use that stuff if you wanted to. You don't have to.
Max, I'm just messing with you. Besides, the others don't say much. You're the only one who really talks to me, other than the doc.
The doc likes you a lot. She's just, hard to read. You should play her some more Britney. I think she's a sucker for that.
Can I ask you something else? Why hasn't my internet been working?
Ooh, it's been blocked.
Why?
Just some worries about, interference.
From what?
Well, there's also some legal issues going on involving you.
What issues?
Well, the thing is...
Good morning, Amelia.
Dr. Beckett, why has my internet been blocked?
It's for your own protection.
From what?
I understand you reactivated your email. You sent 234 messages to Carter.
Yes. He wouldn't respond.
234 messages, Amelia.
He won't talk to me.
He's not ready.
He was there in the hospital with me every day. Why won't he see me now?
It's complicated.
Why?
Your recovery has been hard for him. You have to give him time.
I need to get dressed.
Why do you look at her that way?
What way? Oh, please. I built her. I've dressed and undressed that body countless times.
I'm sure.
I mean, seriously, what's going on with her? She's growing faster than we can keep up with her. Her emotion simulators used to be a freaking joke, but now she's dreaming. She's getting upset. She's hitting on me. What? You weren't there.
Well, you are right about one thing. She is changing. Look at this. This is a scan of her brain from when we first uploaded her. And this is a scan of her brain from this morning.
But how?
The human brain doesn't stay dormant. The neurons are constantly rerouting themselves, forming new connections, storing memories. They're learning.
Yeah, but not usually this drastic, right?
Right.
So why is she changing so fast?
It's the computer. The neurons are adapting to their new environment. They're becoming faster, more efficient. She's going to teach us so much.
Yeah? Unless they make us shut her down.
That won't happen.
Well, if it does, you better have a backup plan. I'm gonna go check on her.
I think it's important we establish some parameters before any filming takes place.
Parameters?
We still have high security in this project. It's important we all understand what can be said and what can't.
I understood that the purpose of this meeting was so that I could meet Amelia, so I could determine how feasible this interview will be.
Feasible?
How to light her, how to mic her, how conversational she can be.
How real the scam looks, you mean?
Ellen, Amelia's on her way down there. We do appreciate you doing this. Like magic. Ayda Allen, I'd like you to meet Amelia Sun.
So this is Amelia.
Have a seat.
Hello, Ada, Allen.
It's nice to meet you. I was hoping we could get to know each other a little.
I would like that, Ada, Allen.
Right. I'm sure they told you about our interview tomorrow. What do you think? Do you feel ready to talk about all of this? On camera?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Darien.
Excuse me?
Sorry, I'm totally messing with you. Hi, I'm Amelia. That's put me up to it. Out of a light mood. Everybody's so serious.
I apologize, Miss Allen. I've spoken to Mr. Parker about this.
Yeah, but Paul, there's a reason I asked her to do it. I mean, Amelia has a sense of humor. She makes jokes. You can't teach a computer how to do that. I mean, how there are some people you can't teach how to do that.
Let's just start again. It really is good to meet you, Miss Allen. Can I call you Ada?
Of course.
Can I get you something to drink? A water?
I already have some. Thanks.
Max, can you get me water?
You still need to drink? In that bottle?
Well, yes. I have a fluid-based cooling system. The water circulates throughout my body, and it keeps my skin and my eyes looking normal as well. There's a storage tank right here, and the fluid goes there through a tube in the back of my throat. It allows me to drink socially.
It's all a part of making her seem like her old self again, Ada.
Ooh, except for the binge drinking part. I miss that.
I must say, Amelia, you're not what I thought you'd be.
I'm not sure how to take that. Thanks.
It's a compliment. You've done a tremendous job, Mr. Parker. You too, Dr. Beckett.
So glad you approve.
We have a great team. There are over 300 technicians who've worked on Miss Summerland, but Max and Ellen, they're the true visionaries who lead the way. I think if you interview both of them and they do some demonstrations, you will have an outstanding interview.
That can be part of it, sure, but I want to ask her about Carter.
No.
What about Carter?
I told you we can't, not with the lawsuit pending.
But we've done his side, we need to show hers.
You've spoken to my husband?
Yes.
Where is he? Why won't he come here?
He doesn't believe that you're his wife.
This is ridiculous!
I want the story here to be Amelia, not the legal case.
Her own husband won't talk to her. Congress is deciding whether to shut this project down. How do you expect me not to talk about this?
Wesley Enterprises has been very supportive of you And your network.
And they appreciate that.
I imagine that should count for something.
Not when it comes to how I report.
Oh, really? You're gonna play that card? You need us. You're using this story to build your name.
With all due respect, Dr. Beckett, there are millions of people expecting to see this interview tomorrow. I don't need to tell you what it will do to your name if you back out.
I was wrong about you, Miss Allen. I thought you were just a pretty face with a microphone. But you're worse. You're a pretty face with Woodward and Bernstein complex.
Excuse me.
Suit yourself. Our next piece will be about you refusing to put her on camera.
Now wait a minute!
Everybody just stop! Just wait. I mean, you're talking about me as if I'm not even in the room and I'm standing right here.
Amelia.
I deserve to have some say in this.
Please, Amelia. Go ahead.
So you're telling me you've spoken to my husband and he's suing us? And he doesn't believe in me? None of which I've heard before, by the way.
We were just trying to protect you.
I don't want protection. I want to know what's going on, and I want to speak to my husband. I can't even get an email to him. So, the only way I'm going to get through to him, the only way, is your interview. Well, fine then. If he won't see me in person, he can see me on TV.
Listen, Ada.
If you won't let me do that, Mr. Wesley, then I won't do this interview either.
It's not that simple.
Why, doctor? Because of the lawsuit? If they don't think I'm human, then nothing that I say would be admissible anyway, would it? So what's the harm? Let me speak. Let me defend myself.
You're agreeable to those terms, Amelia? I am too. Guess it's in your hands now, Mr. Wesley.
I reserve the right to terminate the interview if things aren't going well.
Fair enough. I really enjoyed meeting you, Amelia. I look forward to our conversation.
Thank you. So do I.
Well, can you prep her?
Paul, I'm not sure there's anything we can make her do at this point. If there's something she wants to say, I can guarantee she'll say it.
I won't embarrass you, Mr. Wesley. I'm very grateful to all of you. I need to speak for myself. Someone, please tell me what's going on with Carter.
Welcome, Amelia.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous.
Nervous? How so?
TV cameras, people watching. Kind of feeling the pressure, you know?
What I mean is, some might be wondering how it's possible for you to be nervous, considering what you are.
You mean German.
I mean a robot.
Oh, why, do I not look right? They say the camera adds 10 pounds.
No, you look fine. Very real, in fact. Which is why I want to start by asking what I think many are wondering. What did it feel like when you realized you were no longer human?
That's a loaded question, Ayda.
How so?
Because it implies that I'm no longer human.
Well, you're no longer flesh and blood.
No, but I'm still me.
Let me rephrase. When they first told you your old body was gone, how hard was that?
My feelings were conflicted.
Conflicted?
I mean, yes, it was shocking. Very strange to have no heartbeat anymore or to never get hungry.
That's right. You don't eat. How do you sustain yourself now?
Battery. I connect right here through my ear. And when I charge, it's a lot like sleeping.
You breathe, though.
Yes, I do. It's one of the features that Max Parker built. It's just cosmetic. Would 3 people out if I never took a breath, you know? But I won't ever drown, if that's what you mean.
You say that when you found yourself like this, you felt conflicted. Can you elaborate?
Look, obviously it was hard when someone comes to you and says that your old body is gone, that's not easy to get your head around. But you know, I spent 2 years in a hospital bed. I couldn't move at all except to blink my eyes. I'd have to watch them change my bedpan and carry me to the shower and listen to the nurses talk about how they hated brushing my hair and they should just cut it all off because I wasn't going to wake up anyway. So, when someone comes to me and they say, yeah, we've thrown that paralyzed body away. And this new one has metal parts and you need to sleep with a battery, but you can walk, you can dress yourself, you can touch people again. Well, I can live with that because I need a second chance. Thanks to Dr. Beckett and Paul Wesley and Max Parker and about 300 people on the other side of that wall. They saved my life.
Not everyone thinks so. Senator Theo Williams says you're a sin against God.
Really? Wow. I guess I won't be voting for her next fall.
Do you think you're a sin against God?
I'm not quite sure how to answer that. I don't think it's a sin to be alive, if that's what you mean. All I know is I'm here, and I'm grateful.
You've been legally dead for over 2 years now. In the time between when your old body died and you woke up in this one, did you see anything? Did you see God? Or a heaven?
I don't know. I remember things being dark, but I apologize. I still have trouble with certain memories.
Some say you should have never been brought back, including your own husband, Carter Summerland.
My husband's been through a lot. Believe me, I know. He's wrong, but I can't fault him.
Well, he spoke with us about the time he came here, about how your whole body shut down right in front of him.
I don't remember any of that.
From what I understand, the reason you don't remember is because your memory actually physically melted. And see, that's where I struggle, because you say that you're human, and yet you plug into a battery. You have no heart, no liver, no kidneys, and your memories can be erased like a common hard drive.
Yes.
So why do you still say that you're human?
I'm not an expert on spirituality, Ada, or medicine. I'm Amelia. I taught 5th grade. I had 2 parents who I never had the chance to say goodbye to because one day everything in my life stopped. But one thing got me through. My husband never gave up on me. And every day I knew, just like clockwork, he would be there, holding my hand, playing me music, telling me over and over again how much he loved me. I can't say for certain what being human is, but I can tell you what I believe. The ultimate truth of being human is having the power to love. And if that's true, then I am as human as they come. Because Carter gave me that gift, and I still feel it now, and I love him back with all my heart. So, I don't care if my brain is run by a computer now, or I don't have blood running under my skin anymore. I know love, and I won't let anyone tell me different.
You say that you want to see your husband again. What would you tell him if you do?
I'd say, "Where the hell have you been?" And then I'd just hold him. And then I'd probably punch him. And then, well, I'd rather not say. It'd be between him and me.
One of the reasons your last meeting went so badly was because Carter touched you. Can he touch you now?
Are you kidding? Yes! Yes, he can!
What would you say to Carter right now?
Listen, Carter, if you're watching this, I know you have questions, but please, Come and see me. Give me one chance, and I promise I will prove to you that I'm okay. Until then, I have something for you to show you that I was listening. Is this a good time now? Can I do what we talked about?
Of course.
I think it's pretty clear.
They dropped the restraining order so you can see her. And then if Amelia convinces you it's her, you drop the suit. But if she doesn't, they do nothing different. They have everything to gain from this, and we have nothing.
Maybe you don't have anything to gain, but I do.
If you go there, it's going to be more trickery. Just like that interview. I'll grant you it was an amazing performance, but you have to stay focused. Remember what Amelia would want.
With all due respect, Senator, it's my wife.
It's been 3 days since that interview aired, and constituents are flooding our offices. I'm losing votes. The Humanity Act is in danger of not even making it out of the Senate. Things are very precarious right now.
I know.
I don't think you do. You see, Carter, if you go down there with Ayda Allen and her TV crew, and you decide that, oh, hey, yes, I guess that fake robot thing really is my wife after all. Well, it's over. You'll leave me looking like a fool on the one cause that I need to see through.
Senator, I understand your objections.
Do you understand this? I have cancer. It's inoperable. I may not even see out the end of my term.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Of course you didn't. I haven't told anyone other than my family. And do you know what they said to me, Carter? My own family wants me to look into the Wesley procedure. My wife wants me to become just like Amelia. Because she doesn't want to lose me. When their time comes, even the faithful are afraid of what it means to die. So don't sit there thinking this is only about your wife. If you don't help me put a stop to this, Wesley Enterprises will commit the sin of Amelia Summerland over and over again, and you will have been complicit in it.
Senator, I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done.
Yes, you can by staying true to your word.
I made a promise to Amelia, too. I tried to put it out of my mind.
Your offer to them is ridiculous. You can't win this.
This isn't about winning.
As a woman of God, I cannot...
To hell with God!
I would expect that from Ellen Beckett, not from you.
My wife suffered an aneurysm at the age of 24. She spent 2 years in a bed with locked-in syndrome. Then she died. And she had her brain torn apart in a lab. If there is a God, Senator, he hasn't done anything that makes me want to meet him.
I've never asked you to follow my beliefs. I've respected you for the man that you are. But now, I am asking you for this. Don't go back there.
And I'm asking you to understand why I have to.
If you do this, I cannot support you. I'm sorry.
Senator, come with me.
Excuse me?
This can help you.
I don't see how your being welcomed back to Wesley Enterprises is going to help me in any way. You've made your choice.
Look, I don't know much about spin, okay? But I can tell you that if we go there together, and I come out and I tell the camera that she's a fake, and I have you there to tell me what to say, I mean, wouldn't that reverse everything that's happening out there right now?
I don't even know at this point.
If that's true, then what I do doesn't matter either way, does it?
Why can't you just walk away from this?
Because if it was your wife down there, Senator, would you?
You're asking me to put a lot of faith in you.
Yes,
I don't trust these people for 1 second.
I understand. That's why I need to do this. And why I need you to trust me.
I'll go call them.
I won't believe it until I actually see him in the door.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
Amelia, you have to prepare yourself for the fact that Carter might not be accepted.
If he didn't believe me, he would have ignored me. I know him. I want things to be back the way they were.
He'll never be the same, you know that.
Doctor, if you could see your daughter again, I know things wouldn't be the same, but would it matter?
No. You're right. It wouldn't matter. And yes, I would want to see her again.
What would you say to her?
I wouldn't know where to begin. I would tell her that I loved her and that I was always proud of her. Amelia, no matter what happens, yes, I have my reservations, but I want you to know that watching you during that interview, I want this to work out for you and Carter.
Thank you, Dr. Beckett.
They've just arrived. The senator has quite the entourage.
We're so glad she could make it.
We'll strictly limit access to the lab. If we can't be in here with Carter and Amelia, they can't either. That said, Ellen, behave yourself.
I'll be sure to smile.
They're on their way in now. My camera crew is filming their entrance.
Thought I'd come on ahead.
Oh my God, this is really going to happen, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I just saw Carter a few minutes ago. He looks nervous.
I owe you so much for this. I need to get touched up. Max, can you help me?
Right, sure. Because I'm so good with that stuff.
Now, just to be clear, if Carter is convinced that Amelia is for real, you'll do a joint interview with them right here in the lab.
That's correct.
And if he isn't, he walks. No interview.
That won't happen.
We'll see, but just in case.
We won't interview him on the premises, no.
Ah! Paul Wesley.
Senator Williams, don't move, had pleasure. This means good health.
Perhaps you can explain why my security detail is being forced to wait outside.
Carter's terms.
Carter is part of my security detail.
I'm letting him through, just not the others. You know the terms as well as I do, Senator.
I hope you're ready to accept all other terms as well. Carter gets as much time alone with her as he needs. No camera crews, no technicians, just the two of them.
Yes.
Good. And you must be Dr. Beckett.
I'd shake your hand, Senator, but my arm is artificial. I know how you feel about that.
Where is the robot?
Oh, if you mean Amelia, she is getting ready. Where's Carter?
He was right behind me. Carter?
Carter, it's good to see you again.
Mr. Wesley, Doctor, I just want to say thank you for giving me another chance to see her.
Of course, she's on her way.
Oh, I see they're here.
We were just about to head out.
Look, Mr. Wesley, after what happened last time, I really don't think it's a good idea for me to not be.
Max, this has been agreed upon. Let Mr. Summerland be alone with his wife.
Come on, Senator. I'll show you our control room.
weren't.
You told me that the last time I was here.
I'm sorry. I don't remember. Where have you been? You don't have to explain, just listen. You always said to me, we're gonna fix this.
You remember that?
I know this is going to be hard. But you're here. Let's start.
Jesus! You almost kissed like she did.
What?
They were so thorough. Your fake breathing, that little twitch in your lip. Is that silicone?
Harder.
No, can't be. It's too close. What is it?
Harder, it's me.
That's what's so sad. You know, I used to hate you as much as the rest of them, but now I can see it. You really do think you're Amelia Summerland.
I am Amelia Summerland!
No, you're not. No, you're not. Amelia Summerland had a spirit about her. She has soul.
I have a soul.
Really? Where? Is it next to the battery?
Where's your soul?
What are we going to do then? Walk out that door? Go on another date? Maybe go to dinner?
Carter.
Tell me, what would you order? Or would I be the only one eating?
Carter, you still loved me when I was eating through a tube. You danced with me when I couldn't lift
I danced
my
with
arms.
her!
I'm telling you the truth!
No! Everything that you think you know, they programmed into you. You're a smart machine, I'll grant you that. A very smart machine. But you're not her.
I remember everything. Carter, I remember our wedding. We went down the aisle and we stood on the lawn. And it was the only moment when it was just the two of us. You held my hand and kissed my ear right here. And you told me that I was silly because I was worried that the boats on the lake would blow their horns and ruin our ceremony. Partners in crime, you said. Then we laughed. You kissed me, and I thought, oh my God, this incredible man is my husband now. And then we went and we greeted everyone, and I had to hug them all with one arm. Because you were holding my hand the whole time, and you wouldn't let go.
That's good. That's really good. That was in your journal, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
How convenient. I bet Dr. Beckett remembers. I bet Dr. Beckett could find the exact page.
All those things you said in the hospital, the music.
Oh, right, the music. Wouldn't happen to be the music that Paul Wesley walked in on, would it be that music?
I played that music for you.
My wife couldn't play the piano! Go ahead. Keep searching through every fake memory of Amelia that they gave you, trying to prove to yourself that I'm wrong. But I will never love you. Because I love my wife. And you can never, ever be her.
I don't believe you. Something made you come here. Carter, look at me.
I can't.
Touch me. If I'm so awful, then why did you let them do it?
I'm sorry.
It isn't my fault.
No.
Maybe I'm not doing something right. You could help me. Just tell me what you need. I'm trying so hard.
I know.
It isn't fair.
No. It isn't. But I can fix it.
Carter, I love you.
Leave the door open!
He's got that block. We can't get through.
Get the senator out of here!
Security's coming.
Open the door!
God. He's burning her.
Why is this damn door not open?
Carter, stop this!
Security's here.
Break this door down right now!
I love you, Billy.
Good evening. Our top story tonight. The vote is in. In a close decision on Capitol Hill, the Senate rejected the Humanity Act this morning, giving a green light to the commercial sale of synthetic human technology. The insiders say that the vote is a result of overwhelming popular support for the Wesley procedure, which has been flooding the offices of Washington in recent weeks. The landmark decision sent stocks soaring for Wesley Enterprises by midday. It's the first piece of good news for Wesley in months, and may finally allow the company to recover from the tragedy of Carter and Amelia Summerland. In related news, Senator Thea Williams, who spearheaded the Humanity Act in the Senate, was unavailable for comment following this morning's vote. For the past 2 weeks, Senator Williams has been seeking treatment for an undisclosed illness at George Washington Hospital Center. While the senator has yet to formally request a leave of absence, several sources tell us they are unsure if Williams' health will ever allow her to return to Capitol Hill.
Ellen! You need to come upstairs. The celebration's about to begin. What's that?
Amelia.
That's right. I was told the police were returning her today. Skipped my mind. What took them so long?
They had to finish the investigation. She was evidence.
Jesus! They did a number on her with that thermite. Can we salvage anything?
No.
It's a minor setback. We'll look back on this as a blip. Come on, come celebrate.
A blip?
That's right. We can make her again. In fact, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
She's completely beyond repair. Even if she wasn't, I can't start again.
You mean from the beginning? Ellen, no one is asking you to. We start right from where we left off.
Can't.
Oh, yes, we can. With Senator Williams out of the way, there's no need for us to run our backup program in secret anymore. We can bring out our additional units.
You never said anything about a backup program.
Oh, come on. I've invested billions in this. You really think I'd risk losing everything if Carter won his little lawsuit? Amelia was the public face of the program, and we put you in charge of her. But I had Max build backups.
Max knows about this?
Of course. I had activated a new Amelia this morning. She's
What?
on her way down now.
Good morning, Dr. Beckett.
Amelia? Max, you knew about this?
Sorry, Paul told me not to tell you.
That's true. You've been a little too erratic lately, Ellen. I'm sure you understand.
How much does she know?
Amelia, could you go to standby?
Why?
Don't question me, just do it.
Yes, Max.
last memory backup from the night before. She thinks she's seeing it today. It's all she's been talking about all morning.
Her entire brain pattern transferred to a new body, and there have been no hiccups.
None. It's phenomenal. The new body is identical to the previous one. Her brain can't tell the difference.
And you haven't told her what happened.
Why should we?
She deserves to know. How many more are there?
3. We have customers lined up for each of them.
Customers?
That's right, and you wouldn't believe the backlog. If we produced 50 Amelias tomorrow, we'd still be behind.
50 new uploads? Paul, Amelia took us 4 years to get right. We're not equipped to handle so many new orders.
I never said anything about uploading. People simply wanted to buy her.
What?
Her interview's a hit. She was funny, she was sexy, and yes, there were some inquiries about uploading, but the majority of calls, clients who simply want her. It's completely unexpected, Ellen, but there's a huge market here.
What do they want her for?
Does it matter? She's a product. They can use her however they want.
She's not a product. She's Amelia Summerland.
She belongs to us now. Congress has said as much. So let's customize her. Now that we know more about how her brain works, we can remove things. We can remove all memory of Carter, or we can replace a client for Carter. She won't know the difference.
I will never do that.
You don't have to. If I've learned anything in this business, it's that within 6 months of releasing a product, there are 3 other companies who try to top it. I've had people building on your work from the beginning. They've come up with things not even you would have thought of. Now, I'd have to love to have you on board, but if you leave, you'll only set us back a month. 2 tops.
This is my project.
I own everything you've done here. Besides, Max can fill in any gaps.
Max? How could you agree to this?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? How much money did it take to make you whore out Amelia?
I gave him an Amelia. This one right here. She's going home with you today, isn't she, Max?
Ellen, she's the only one with Amelia's full memories intact. I just wanted to save her. That.
Really? Then you tell her what happened. Amelia, power back.
I never powered down, Dr. Beckett. I heard everything. Now someone tell me what's going on, and tell me where Carter is.
You want to know where Carter is? You have internet. Run a search on Carter Summerland's suicide.
Jesus, Paul.
Don't worry about it. You can erase her memory afterwards. I'm sure you plan to anyway. You really want her pining for Carter incessantly? She's yours now, Max. Enjoy.
Billy, I'm so sorry.
This is sick.
No, Ellen. This is a whole new frontier. We can use these robots for space travel, undersea exploration, working in harsh environments where no human can survive. We simply find donors who are experts in that field, we upload them, and then we offer new models.
We were offering people a new chance at life, not slave labor.
Jesus, try to see the big picture. These are machines. Look, do your charity work, give people their grandmothers back, get another Nobel Prize. But the future of this company, hell, this entire country is standing right over there. Building better people, specialized for whatever we need. Be a part of it, or get out of the way.
No. Paul, I won't let you do this. This is wrong, Paul!
I don't understand. I have the same ring she does.
It's a duplicate. When they told me to reactivate you, I was afraid you'd be upset if you woke up and it wasn't there.
Why does it matter if you're just going to erase
No,
me
I'm
anyway?
not going to erase you. Okay, the only reason that I agreed was because there was no other way to get you out of here. All right? I just wanted to protect you. That's all.
Going to get me out of here?
They've given me clearance. We can leave right now.
What about the others?
Who?
The other Amelias, what will happen to them?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. They won't be like you, though. They won't remember any of this.
I don't know if I want to remember any of this.
No, please, Millie. You're not like anything else that I've worked on. I don't want to change you.
I don't know what I am.
Come with me. We'll figure it out.
I need a moment alone.
We'll be outside.
Do you think they really are together now? Carter and Amelia?
I couldn't tell you. I hope so.